Live on Facebook. We have got our medical correspondent here with us, Jeremy Kenton. Hi, Jeremy.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, but
Yeah.
people aren't.
Exactly. What is this new virus that's going?
Well, the thing you've got to remember is it's that time of year when there are coughs and colds and chest infections, and of course also we've got the norovirus, which is the winter vomiting bug going on. But there's something rather special happening in China, unfortunately, which is causing a lot of alarm and fear. And I think we need to allay those fears and make people realise this is not as bad as they think it is or might be. And it's a huge issue at the moment, and the press are full of it, and radio and TV throughout the world are full of it. And what it's all about is what's called a coronavirus. Now, coronaviruses are viruses of unknown origin, where not a lot's known about them, and where they're new. And this is a particular chest infection that seems to be affecting people in a certain area of China. But the worrying thing is, it's now spreading throughout the rest of the world. There are cases in the Far East, in Singapore, in Malaysia, and yesterday one case in the USA. Nothing here in Spain has been reported. I looked just before we came on air at the Chinese health authorities website because they've just published an update, but it was in Chinese, so I couldn't read it because I can't read Chinese. Can you read Chinese?
Mandarin, yeah.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
Well, we'll bring the site up. And
Yeah,
you can tell me the figures.
later.
But when I last looked at their English site earlier this morning, there were now 600 reported cases in a particular city, which is called Wuhan. So they're now calling this the Wuhan virus. Now what's happening is very simple, very straightforward. People are presenting to their doctors with a cough, signs of a cold, but most importantly a high temperature. Now this weekend is a very special weekend. Do you know what's happening this weekend?
Chinese New Year?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you've got lots of Chinese from all over the world flying back to see their relatives. So the issue isn't so much what's going to be happening now, but what's going to be happening when these people are flying back home to their various destinations. So America, Britain, Spain, France, Germany, etc., etc., etc. Now, Heathrow yesterday started monitoring people coming in from flights from China. So before they're letting them off the plane, they're checking their temperature. They're walking around in biohazard suits with digital thermometers, which they use from a distance, so they sort of fire it at you. And this is spreading a huge amount of alarm because people are panicking and thinking, oh my God, I don't want to go to China. I'm not even going to go to Heathrow. What are the risks of me catching this? But it's not as bad as people are making out. And it doesn't mean to say that anybody who has been to the Far East or is a Far Eastern national has got this if they cough, because it's that time of year when you get coughs and colds anyway. Are you scared?
At this moment in time, no. You've allayed any fears I've had just in that piece. But isn't it apparently like a little bit like SARS?
Well, SARS was a coronavirus, but the term coronavirus merely describes its appearance under a microscope. So it gives off this sort of, when you look at the virus under an electron microscope, it gives off this sort of starburst. Corona, like beer. Yeah. So it's not beer, but you know what I mean. So you get this starburst effect under the microscope. So all these viruses are called coronaviruses, but even the common cold is sometimes called a coronavirus. So people mustn't panic, but the issue is going to be if you have a low immune system, so the very young babies, the elderly, those with a compromised immune system where they may have undertaken surgery and they're on various medications, or if they're generally unwell, or if they have a history of respiratory problems, they're the people who are going to be at risk, as with any virus like this, of contracting a virus. But it doesn't mean to say that it is this Wuhan's disease, as they're now calling it. It may just be a normal, simple cough and cold. But the risk is that if they are affected, and there have been 17 deaths up till this morning in that one city, but what's happened now is that city is now on lockdown. They're not allowing anybody in, and they're not allowing anybody out. So the people in that city of Wuhan are panicking like mad. and sales of face masks have gone through the roof. And
Okay.
if you look at the medical suppliers' profits, they're going to go soaring through the roof. But apparently, I was told by somebody earlier today who I spoke to, that if you actually look at their stock market levels, the suppliers of face masks, their stock market value has gone soaring up today. This could be a good opportunity for you. Give up as a radio presenter and start producing face masks.
I think I might have missed the boat on that already. I've got a feeling.
But
Okay.
the unusual thing about this is it's what's known as a zoonotic virus. Now, what zoonotic means is that it's transferred between animals and fish to humans, which makes it a bit unusual. There was a similar outbreak, something back in 2012, in Saudi Arabia of respiratory infections, chest infections, which were actually being spread from camels.
Wow.
So it's that crossover between the animal kingdom and fish products to humans. So the advice is, like anything, when you're preparing food, and we're not getting food coming here to Spain from China. I mean, when do you buy your food? You buy it.
Well, sometimes there's
Supermarkets.
garlic from China.
Garlic from China,
Yeah.
well, garlic's a natural antiseptic, so it should actually ward off
Should
these
do.
things. So very good for chest infections and warding off vampires.
Get a lot of those around
You
here.
get a lot of vampires in the Javier area, especially in Bedmington, of course.
Yeah.
But the point is that because it's zoonotic, it means it's that transmission from foodstuffs and also from being in contact with animals that may be infected. So, food preparation, always wash your hands before and afterwards. Don't use tea towels and cloths. Use disposable paper tissue. If you have got a cough or a cold and you're worried, don't be overly alarmed unless you've been in contact with somebody who's just come back from Wuhan. And really, don't worry. It's not going to be as bad as people say it is. There will be an increase in the number of cases, inevitably. But usually these things burn out as the weather changes. So it really isn't that much of a big deal. The only issue is going to be for people, as I say, who are travelling back from the Far East. But they're now, as I said, the city of Wuhan is on lockdown. The cases in Singapore are contained. And the numbers are not significantly rising over the last 24 hours. And this has been going on since the beginning of December. So it hasn't just suddenly broken out this week. It's been going on for over a month.
Okay. Well, Happy New Year.
You're not allowed to say that after the 9th of January, apparently. It's bad luck.
Oh, no, I meant Happy Chinese New Year.
Oh, happy Chinese New
Obviously,
Year. Oh,
obviously.
right. I didn't get that one.
Dear oh Lord.
Right.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in. And
No problem.
I'll try not to worry too much.
Don't panic.
Okay.